Hello everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. I'm joined once again by Dale as we continue our look in the What We Do in the Shadows TV series with Manhattan Nightclub, Werewolf Feud, and Animal Control. God, I can nearly read. This series looks into the nightly antics of three vampires in Staten Island who have lived together for hundreds of years. Welcome back, Dale, the most controversial person on my channel. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't tell me about it. Hi. It's me.
Making the hens cluck, throwing the corn down, and having them going, rah, bah, 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 and the feathers everywhere.
Go away, chickens. Yeah.
It's actually good that we're talking about this series, though, because what we're going to do is obviously talk about the episodes, but maybe just a wee bit of a thought of where they're definitely verging apart now. There's two different styles going on here between What We Do in the Shadows and Wellington Paranormal, which are obviously spin-offs from the same film. Where do you see What We Do in the Shadows? What's the sort of difference from the other show?
There's more characters, I think. I find myself that I'm really getting invested in all of the characters now. I think the film you only got a little bit of that, but I think that's what I like about the series so much is you get to know the backstories of every single vampire, and I'm really beginning to like them all. Actually, I can't pick a favorite now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still got the same tone. But it's got a different vibe. It could be because it's filmed in America as opposed to New Zealand.
That's the thing. I think we were just talking before we went live there. This could be filmed anywhere because it's within a contained environment. Yes, they're encountering Americans and so forth, but the actual main characters could be set anywhere.
Yeah.
Which I think gives it a universal appeal.
Yes.
One thing I've noticed though is that in this show, they really lay it on thick with the sexual humor.
Yes.
Like that's very prevalent in this. It's really like lots of sexual humor like throughout the episodes.
Yes, especially between it was Naja and Laszlo. Oh, those two are crazy. Succubus and incubus. Mm-hmm. Totally sure of it. Yeah.
And also, it's more of it's still done an episode style, but we've definitely got the feeling of a series where everything's connected.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing I've noticed is the camera point of view is kind of getting a bit, I don't know, like we're seeing, I'm wondering why the camera crew's in one area and then, so they must have a third person point of view and the first person point of view, I think. Have you noticed like what, it's like, well, why is the camera with Colin and then why is it with Evie and then why is it with this person, why is it with that person? And it's like, oh, okay, so that I've decided I'm going to let that slide and just go along for the ride,
Yeah, they're kind of blending it, and where I think Wellington Paranormal is a hard mockumentary. It's staying within that style and it's not moving out of it. This is shifting a bit into it could be a normal TV show.
Yeah.
It's almost falling into the trap of found footage.
Wow.
Do you know why found footage? My major problem with found footage is they can't justify the camera being there for most of the movie.
Yeah.
And then they come up with all these contrived ideas where this hasn't gone that far. It's still believable in the mockumentary style, but it's very loosely interpreted. They'll mention the camera crew now and again. Nadja does as well when Gregor, is like, what? Why have you got a camera crew with you? Oh, forget the camera crew sort of thing. That was a cool, just a quick scene to bring you back to the fact that there is a camera crew there, but nobody notices, and probably because of the vampire spells.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely more of a through storyline. We're seeing repercussions from previous episodes and things carrying on. Like Manhattan Nightclub, we'll start off with oh my god, I didn't put her name down. Shelley, isn't it?
Shelley. Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's
I
in
think that's her name.
the
Yeah.
student in her, she's in the student digs.
Yeah.
And her friend is like, "Are you? I got you some cough mixture. Are you okay?" And she's just laying there, corpse. The old flies landed on the eyeballs, like the classic.
Yes. Gross. Ugh. Lovely.
And that's obviously a callback from a previous episode where Nadja was like, having her way with her in the park.
Yes. That's. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh wow.
So we're seeing her.
Funny.
We're getting a through storyline
Yes.
where Wellington Paranormal, we're not getting that. Everyone
No.
is strictly episodal and strictly in the mockumentary style. It's not breaking out of that.
Yeah.
Where this is shifting slightly.
It is shifting. I can see that definitely. Yeah. That was a cool scene at the beginning. Great way to start the episode.
What the Siri, call 911. You're like, really? You can't use your thumb. Is this what youngins today? They can't. Have you seen people the way they do that with a phone? Oh, my phone's. I'll keep the phone away so it doesn't do anything. But see the way people sit like that with the phone and they're going blah 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 blah. That they just look as if they're simple. It bugs me. It's a real pet hate of mine seeing people that got with phones.
Yeah. And they're really loud and obnoxious, aren't they?
Yep, on the bus in public, just blah 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 blah, and especially it's a London thing as well. People can't just shut up for 2 minutes. Like they really can't stand silence.
Ooh.
Honestly, even in work, there's people that they just cannot. If you're quiet and you're trying to concentrate, they can't. They start getting agitated, and they just have to fill the air with noise.
Oh my gosh. Oh well.
Which is strange. As much as I appreciate doing this and having conversations, I do appreciate my quiet time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Just
weird.
Quiet with a book or just music in the background quietly, not like full volume, just those quiet moments. But It seems to be that like younger ones can't cope with that. They just cannot.
No, they get too bored. They need to be distracted. Yeah, constantly entertained. Yeah. They can't find their own entertainment. So, they live on these screens and on their phones. So,
say it of a, but it was just the way she's like, call 911, and you're like, really, that is too hard for you to.
Yeah. What?
And the fact that she tried 2 or 3 times and the thing wasn't picking her up. I think that was a bit of a jab at that culture, as much as it's a bit of a double entendre with a joke that it's doing a comedic scene, but also the fact that is that generation.
That's right. That's that generation, isn't it? So, oh God.
Chris says he's been married for 18 years and all he knows is silence.
Okay, Chris.
Hold on. Here's the world's smallest violin playing just for you. Wah, 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 wah. Imagine coming here for sympathy. I don't know.
You don't bother coming here for sympathy,
yeah,
mate.
Wrong channel.
I'm controversial. I might hurt you.
This show does bring out my mean streak, though. There's there is a sadism with this lot. They really revel in what they are, and that I think I get that. They're unapologetic for being vampires. Yes, they're Muppets. They're absolutely useless vampires, as we see in the bigger scheme of things.
Yeah. Jeez, they think that you're just the tough guys, eh? Oh, yeah, right.
And then Shelley as well. Like obviously that's going to play out that storyline. She was dead, but I'm fine now. Like, oh yeah, I'm all right.
That was so funny. No, you're not. You're dead. Well, you were dead. No, you're not fine. No, I'm fine. Just go away. Oh, brilliant. That was funny. That's one thing about this What We Do in the Shadows series is it's actually really got some really good one-liners. It might not be that funny in some of the episodes, but then just there might be one or two things that stand out, that make you just laugh. It's great.
I suppose it's difficult. Like they're 25-minute episodes. They're and it's really condensed and contained. And yeah, not everything's going to be genius. There's only so much you can do this, but it's the characters. They've made a clever choice, I think.
Yeah.
Where this is what this shows, I would hazard slightly better than Wellington Paranormal.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
It's understood what it is, and it's realized it has to push away. It can't stay rigidly within that framework, or it's leaving itself nowhere to go.
Yeah. I think Wellington Paranormal, not that we're really going to be comparing it at the moment, but the one thing I will say is it's definitely for New Zealanders, if you know what I mean. It's New Zealand humour that probably other countries may not get our humour. That's the only thing about Wellington Paranormal, I think, that's different.
It's a dry humour. I get a dry humour.
It's definitely. Whereas with Wellington Paranormal, like you said, it could have been set anywhere or filmed anywhere. Absolutely, where and the demographics, anyone can watch it, sort of thing, and it still hasn't dated. But like Wellington Paranormal, it's I guess for anyone else out of the country might think, it's boring. I don't know, but we'll see by the end of it what we think.
I'm not palming that at all. Just I can see why Wellington Paranormal's only 3 seasons, and this is still going, because it's realised they can't stay rigidly to that formula. It has to break out of it a bit, and that's cool. But we've got them all talking about their dominion of like a whole, not even 2 streets, but a street and a half.
Ashley Street and their street. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. I didn't even think about them in territory sort of thing. Two streets. Oh wow, you're so powerful. Not 2 streets. Oh, that was great.
Yeah. And they've mentioned they've got the Baron with them, but we haven't seen the Baron again. We obviously know that's going to be a storyline that's going to pop up.
I know. Is he still alive?
Yeah, well, that's obviously we've got an episode coming off, after he's getting mentioned again, and they mention him all the way through it. Yeah, we've got the Baron staying with us, and they realise that they've been derelict in their duties.
Yeah. It's but where did his familiar go? That's what I'm wondering. The Baron's familiar. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
probably not going to be probably attending the Baron. I'm thinking, do you know the Underworld series?
The what?
The Underworld series.
Oh, right.
And you know why, what was it, Marcus and that, they had to spend time getting blood fed into them because they've been in torpor for so long?
Oh,
I'm thinking they're using that the Baron isn't fully ready to come out yet.
Yes. Ooh,
so he's in his coffin, and his familiars attended him.
You binged it, didn't you?
No.
You binged it. Oh.
I'm seeing the similarities. Oh, why he's still got the same sort of look as Marcus and Victor.
Marcus, definitely, he does.
Of that desiccated look from the first time we saw him. So I'm thinking that's what they're using. That he's he's tucked away for the moment.
Yeah.
But they keep mentioning that he's with them, but they're obviously not ready to bring him into the plot yet.
Yeah. So that's actually quite masterful, actually. That they keep referring to him, even though we don't know he's there. We don't know if he's opened up the coffin and been sizzled. But that'll be cool when he comes back into it.
Better in the first one.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I still feel sorry for him, and he's the most horrific looking vampire, but he's also everybody's uncle or daddy or something. Everyone goes to talk to him to their problems, and then the vampire hunter took him out.
Yes.
Oh God, that's right. Because do you remember the little? Yeah, because I'm just remembering back to last night now. His coffin's there, and the little hole in the roof, and the sunlight poured down just outside the coffin. So that's a bit of a setup.
Yes, that was the cliffhanger we were left with.
But we haven't had the payoff yet. I mean, there's been no mention.
No, so I'll be interested to see. Well, there will, because obviously there's a the name about the Baron. One of the titles coming up has the Baron in it, so he must be coming back. Yeah.
But that's kind of what prompts this episode, though, the fact that they've been living in their own heads. Now they realize, oh, we haven't done what we were told. We're going to have to form an alliance.
Oh no!
It's just a parody of the whole vampire culture, isn't it?
It is, and they're doing such a good job of it without it being too cheesy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's all too cliche. I think they delivered it really, really well, actually, because it's really funny. I mean, even when they're making, cracks at other vampire movies, which I won't mention, but it's kind of cool. It brings it all in together. I like it. Yeah. It's a good way to deliver a film.
Yeah, but they're completely parodying the whole gothic, hanging about posing, and that's what they do for centuries, and nothing changes, and have to be in control of everything, and blah blah blah. I can see sort of pokes at, like I said, the biggest poke I can see is towards the Underworld series, because that was almost a parody itself when you see the vampire houses. A bit of Blade, when you see once again, the vampire houses in Blade.
Yep. They all look the same.
Yeah,
basically.
And they're basically carbon copies of each other. And to me, it doesn't make being a vampire appealing.
Well, they're not doing anything different than humans. Yeah.
So if all they're doing is like being a civil service department where two people have had a beef for 20 years, so they just constantly nibble at each other and have sat across each other from the same desk for like 20, 30 years and haven't moved, and if you move on our staplers or having a freak out, that's what this. But this is kind of lampooning that culture, which I'm all for, because you've never played role-playing games, have you?
No, I haven't. No, I'm not really a gaming person.
No, there's one called Vampire the Masquerade, and it's very much attracts that crowd.
Really? Yeah. Oh, okay, interesting.
And a few sparkly ones as well, Some of the sparkly vampires go and play that game too. And this is just lampooning the whole thing, which I'm all for it, because
why not?
There is a ridiculousness, and I think it's that whole point where do you take it too far?
Yeah.
And this is sort of reminding you that these guys are still like they're getting dressed up to go to the nightclub.
Yep.
And all their capes. Yep. Everyone had to wear a cape. Like they haven't been in touch with anybody since like the 50s or something.
Far out. Capes. Oh yeah, Colin's cape. Oh my god.
He really is one of my favorite characters in this.
He is super cool, isn't he? He's just so lax and so. Oh no, he's cool. He's cool. Yeah.
But what it is, he's self-aware. He's not. He's wearing the uniform of the outcast, the oddball, but it's his hunting gear.
Yes. Oh my god.
Which
true.
He embraces what he is, and he even feeds on other vampires they know, and they're all afraid of him. Like he's the one they're genuinely terrified of.
Yeah.
And what was it? Lazo falls through the floor.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's good. That's good.
And Colin's like, "Oh, you said you are going out. Oh, I'm going to come too." And he smiles because he knows that they want him to go, and he knows that he's going to feed on them from their their misery. And he's smiling as he said it because he knows he's got them.
Yeah, his smile was really, oh wow, very evil.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the whole point of his persona. It's deliberate to feed him people, and he relishes. He's no different from Nadja or Nandor. Nah. He really does relish in what he is. He's just a different beast, and it's almost like that. Aha! I've got you.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's extra powerful because he's a day walker.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of all the vampires, he's actually probably the most dangerous.
It's the couple of episodes down where he really, I think it's his best episode where he just lays it on. Yeah, it's animal control. We'll get to that, but yeah, it's just so much fun. But
Oh God, they must have so much fun filming this. I swear they must be just cracking themselves up. Oh my God. Nando, the relentless. Oh, far out. You can tell he's having fun. I just can just almost see him cracking up at. There was one part, I can't remember which part, but I think it was at the nightclub, and it looked like he was just about to piss himself laughing, but he's caught himself because I actually paused it for some reason, and you could see he was just about to crack up. So I kept playing it, and it was like, oh, he just about lost his shit.
yeah, I could imagine this just being, if you have to be in the right mindset to do it and just embrace it. And yeah, like I said, because it's lampooning, and if you get the joke, you can't help yourself,
No.
But we'll have this side plot as well with the witch's hat.
Yes. Oh.
There's a hat that's actually made out of a witch.
A witch's
yeah, there are. Yeah. What is that strange sensation in the back of my head? That would be her sphincters. What the hell? I'm like, brilliant.
Who the hell comes up with this shit?
Jemaine Clement.
Yeah. He must have a very sick imagination. No.
But Nadja's gives the best line. Let's hear that. Laszlo's big bloody stupid hat with the big bloody stupid curse on it, and just like she gave us such passion. I'm like, that's brilliant.
She is great, isn't she? She's just brilliant. Oh, she's just so serious and sullen and gothic, and then she comes up with these really funny one-liners, and it's just like, oh my God, you really are amazing. she's an ultra awesome vampire. Yeah,
that's
cool.
That's what I mean. It's a great. There's only a small group of characters, and they're holding it together. They are a comedy troupe. I would say this is old school comedy troupe. They know what they're doing. They're part of the slapstick, and they're just embracing it. And they're, like I said, they're just lampooning vampire culture and all the stuff that was built up as spooky and frightening. They're just having fun with it, and nothing bad's happening. You know what I mean? That's what the thing as well. Nothing bad's happening here. It's just having a bit of fun. Yeah, the humor's risque. I love it.
Yeah. It helps to carry. I think it's carrying the story along a little bit, having those little comedic moments where you're just, oh God, that one, I didn't see that one coming, or one-liners, and very cliche as well. And it's not going above board, I don't think. I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it painful to watch this. Mm-hmm. Like some other things I've watched.
Well, let's put it the normal, like, sort of comedy. What do you call it? The Hangover series.
Yeah,
like that's a watch once and you're done. Like the humor there is bad. All that kind of stuff. What's the other one that's really over the top?
Oh God, lots of Jim Carrey ones.
Oh God, yeah. Well, he plays the same character every bloody movie.
Even Jack Black, some of those ones. Yeah.
Do you know all that sort of, like, it's meant to be sexual? No, I like the American Pie series. It managed to not fall into the trap. It managed to pull itself out. So it's, I think some of the sequels were a bit ropey, but the original American Pie and maybe the second one were cool. They didn't get too far, but it's similar. A similar sort of restraint as this, where it knows where it can beat you over the head with the same joke too many times.
Yes.
It managed to give something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of comedy, I just don't. It tries too hard, and I don't get it.
It's so forced, and I don't know. It's just not really
like sitcoms. I can't stand sitcoms. It do my head in.
No way. No way. Oh, I'm actually glad that sort of thing's over now. You don't really see many sitcoms anymore, do you?
Don't think so. I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either.
When was it? The sort of early 2000s. I unplugged, as I said. I was one of the unpluggers from cable TV. I just no interest.
Oh, yeah.
And until streaming came about, I focused mainly on DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yep.
And honestly, I never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I do not miss any of it.
Nah.
And what I like about this now is that we can cherry pick things from the past that did well and ignore a lot of the guff. So you're not spending hours just in front of a goggle box in the hope that you find out one good film or one good show. At least with this, we can sort of go, okay, that seemed to be pretty popular. Let's go back and look at this and go down a rabbit hole and discover for the first time. And that's and see why it still holds up. If it does. Obviously if it doesn't, we'll say.
Well, we'll see. So far so good. Touch wood. But they're hitting it on the mark.
Yeah, but these guys obviously wanted to see Simon the Devious to form this alliance. And
who hasn't Nadia had a relationship with?
Or Nandor, you know what I mean? It's just.
Oh yeah.
It's actually, when she lets slip of some of the ones, and then Nandor's like looks at her, didn't know you did that sort of thing, how competing.
Yes. She's a little incubus, succubus, that one. Yeah, definitely. They haven't said so, but I'm pretty sure she is. Very promiscuous lady. She's gorgeous too. She's gorgeous for a vampire. Very gothic-y. But I like that scene at the club. The only thing I didn't get was, the only thing that kind of annoyed me was Simon's crew. There was too many blah 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 they went a bit overboard. The 50s and the 60s dude, and I think that went on too long. Yeah,
I think they were trying to bring across that they've built a larger coven and they're more powerful, and you only own a street and a half. Who are you, sort of thing?
Yeah, and there's only 4 of you plus a familiar. I
can kind of get that, but I went on too long. I was starting to lose it after a while.
Yeah,
and that's the only time I really felt like it's been universal up then. That's the time you really felt like you were like in Manhattan or somewhere, like it was Alien. It was that crowd that no affinity for, so didn't get it.
Yeah, so that's about the only thing that I think I've noticed out of all of them so far is that just that. But then, like you said, the point is so that we could all get to see his army of vampires. Yeah, so that was okay.
Yeah, like I said, it just didn't laugh for me either. Yeah, it went on.
Yeah.
Too much. But it was as the classic nerds meet the cool kids sort of thing. There's always a big gang of them, that's what it was boiled down to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Simon's just a poser, you've seen people like that all over.
Yeah. He actually reminded me of like Zoolander or Prince or someone, just the random looking clothes they're wearing, and I don't know, all decked out, and no, he's definitely a poser.
But here's the thing in this world: why on earth would you want to be a familiar?
I know, right? You'd have to be so desperate, really, unless you're promised like tomorrow to be a vampire. I'll work for you for a week, but that's it. 10 years? Oh man, he's desperate.
Yeah,
he could have turned into a vampire anytime. I mean, he could have turned into a vampire at the nightclub. That scene there where
someone was
Nandor had to stop him from being munched. But see, he could have become a vampire, so it's like, but then he'd have to be a vamp. Then he'd obviously be then. Oh, I don't know how it works.
Well, it's whoever served you becomes your master, sort of thing.
Yeah, so.
And then your servitude goes to that vampire.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if you're a vampire, you're. Don't you get free will? You can do whatever you want, sort of thing.
No, you're linked. That's the whole.
So you are linked.
You're linked to your master, whoever served you. That's always been, even from Dracula. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of the vampire tropes over the time have kind of changed, haven't they? So
Well,
yeah, I was
there's the
just trying to work.
traditional vampire trope, and this has been a massive complaint of mine that they've homogenized all of the
Yep.
horror monsters.
Yeah,
So you can barely tell the difference between a vampire, a zombie, and a werewolf.
that's right.
It's just this homogenous mess that they've created. That's been my major complaint that
Yeah,
I've talked about since starting this channel, that I've seen it. And they try to throw science in and then they mess it up. And one's pretty
yeah.
much the same, and sometimes they're daywalkers, sometimes they're not, and blah blah blah.
Yes.
And you're just like, stop messing. The whole point of the limitations is to create that universe and
Yeah.
to associate with that monster.
Yes.
But once again,
So
people who have no imagination take what's before, tweak it a bit to make it their own, and it's just a sign of
yeah.
a hack because they can't come up with new creatures. They can't come up with anything different.
No. So what they have to do is be very careful when they are using universal monsters in movies and books, that they've got to build up a real good backstory, or what's going to happen if this happens and what's the consequence if this happens, because they're not generic anymore, are they? They've all completely morphed into different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a werewolf can be a skinwalker now. I mean, so you've got to be really particular when you're dealing with a universal monster, that you don't ruin it to the point where nobody wants to watch it because you've completely made up a brand new cryptid or something. You know what I mean?
But that's annoying thing as well, because there's so much out there. Let's
yes,
talk about skinwalkers, wendigos, cryptids. There's so many things that have their own lore. Why not just
yep,
use it?
yeah,
And do a better, but then people don't want to do it. They just want to they just want to give it a cool name. Oh, you haven't heard this name thrown about in a while. Slap it on, make it generic because it needs to fit the plot.
yes,
Throw it out. Where at least these guys are vampires
yes, yes, through
and
and
they
through.
follow the tropes. Now we've got Colin and we'll meet Evie later on, that they're a different type. But then again,
He
they have
is.
their own unique abilities, and there's something separate from your traditional vampire, which once again, it's cool. It's,
Yeah,
they've managed to do
and
it
it's
here,
working.
but
Mm,
they're not taking away from the tradition either. They're not replacing one with the other, or they're not stamping on one with the
no,
other, and they're giving us variety.
yeah. No, they're sticking to it. They're doing really, really well so far. Yeah, especially with Colin. I think he's a good anomaly to have in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad he's in there. Yeah, because that's the everybody knows a bloody, what is he, energy vampire. Everybody knows an energy vampire,
Yeah,
eh? And
second
so
vampires are.
yeah, and to actually have one play a character is pretty cool, because I haven't seen that done before. I don't know if you have, but in all the vampire things, I've never met an energy vampire for one
Mm-hmm.
thing, or an emotional vampire later on, as we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen those played. Have you? Because I
No,
know you've watched way more movies than I have.
no, I
Yeah.
haven't. This is the first iteration of them, and yes, it's done in a comedic style.
Yes.
They're lampooning, but at the same time, why not? It makes sense. And that's what
Exactly.
makes this show watchable and enjoyable, is that they're not making fun of you as the audience. They're treating the audience with respect. Here's something clever. It's funny. It's a little bit different, but you can go, God, I've met someone like that in the office. Oh my God, that's what they are. You know what I mean? You just,
Yes. Click, Robin. Yes.
we've seen that person on the internet, that you've got a group and you're getting
Oh,
on, and that person just has to bring the tone down and has to just meh, 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 meh. And you just like, yeah. And you feel exhausted. You do. You've been with them for any length of time, or engaged with them for any time, and you're just like, oh no, I need a rest. You do literally feel drained.
yeah, absolutely.
So why not take that and make it into a character? It's not.
Exactly. Exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah. But the fact that this was all a ruse, that Simon wanted Nandor's hat or Lazo's hat.
That was insane, wasn't it? That
Mm-hmm.
hat. Oh, gross. Hey, it definitely was cursed. I love the end. I loved it. I loved it when he got it.
Did Laszlo take it back, or did he change his mind?
No, he took it back.
But he went to put it back down. Did he take it back again when
He took it back
Simon was in the house?
again. Yeah, he took it back. It was like, why are you taking it back? He did something with it. I can't remember. Oh my God. And so he was in the hospital, wasn't he? And he grabbed the hat and he put it on, and then
somebody's
life,
somebody's
flatlining.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he took it.
No, then he went to set it back down, and he's like, nah, he's just that in denial about it being cursed, like it's mine, sort of thing.
Yeah, I know. That was comical. Yeah, and it kept changing. It had blood coming out of it and bits of hair coming out of it, and they actually did really well making it look like a cursed hat. Yeah. Yuck.
Yeah, so much fun.
Great episode.
Ah, dear.
Oh, the cursed hat.
Is this the one where, like Guillermo he's ready to walk away. He's done. He just been disrespecting one too many times.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then he's flying around. That's the one, eh?
Do you know what's even better, actually? The scene, not so much the flying, you know that's fake, but see the scene in the living room where Laszlo holding him up?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was so well done.
It was, wasn't it? And I thought that was such a sweet gesture. As on top of that, it was done really, really well. You couldn't see him in the mirror. It looked really cool. Yeah, no, that effect was really cool.
You didn't see the wires. Like, they managed to hide the wires so well that I was expecting, like, to see wires, but they do so well with the effects in this and it's just a simple thing.
Yeah. Plus, I think they get away with it because the house is quite dark as well, so you can get away with hiding certain things like wires and stuff like that.
A lot of shows don't bother.
Well, no, I suppose they just useless anyway.
Just doing the green screen, that's it. And it looks awful. Or this is making an effort. They're actually properly blending in with the background.
Yes,
and I think that's, if for no other reason to watch this show, it's when they do special effects, they're not messing about.
Yeah. Oh no, hell no, no, they're doing really well. Is this the one where at the end where they're flying through the tower? Yeah, it is. Oh God.
Because that's what led to the scene in the hospital. Because obviously, Laszlo's fan then gets distracted and drops him.
What an idiot! Oh, one way to ruin a really beautiful bonding moment. Never trust a vampire. No. Oh, and the bit where they met all the Jalmo, whatever, met all the familiars in the familiar room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The flipping cupboard with the toilet or something, and you're like, why would you be a familiar in this world?
No,
everyone's treated like crap, and you're like, what is this?
Yeah, but they got the carrot dangled. If you stay with me, I'll turn you into a vampire. And it's like, who the fuck wants to be a vampire? Sorry, I've had enough of this world, so I don't want to stay around for another 2,000 years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're just locked in that. I don't see the appeal. Of just being stuck for all time in a social demographic you can't get out of.
Yeah. Nah, bugger that.
I just don't have the patience. I'm a solitary creature, at heart.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, that was a cool episode.
It was
a lot of fun. And then I don't know if I think that was my favorite one, Werewolf Feud. I think that's could quite be my favorite episode. There's so much in it and so much going on.
Yep.
But we'll start off. Laszlo's vulva bush garden.
Oh my God.
That was fine until, okay, this is his conquest, until he's like, yeah, this is my mother's.
just so random. I was just like, oh, this is such a cool way to start the movie. And then he said that, and I was like, oh my God, not another vulva. They're bloody everywhere. But yeah, I thought it was quite comical actually to start the video off like that episode with him showing his beautiful garden and his bunny and then the vulva. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, that's weird. Move along. But he loves his garden, doesn't he? He's a good gardener.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. We're seeing like depth to these characters. Like they're comedy characters, but I'm seeing more depth in these characters that are lampooning things and showing different aspects of their personality than I have in any majorly serious TV or movie, TV show or movie.
100%.
When you think of the wooden planks getting shoved in front of the screen these days,
yeah,
how they do more character development in a bloody 25-minute comedy skit?
I know, right? I think that's why we're investing in them. Like, I feel like I'm investing in all of them now because we're getting little bits about their personalities coming through. We're always hearing about what Naja and Laszlo are doing and what they've done in the past, but not so much with Nando or, Colin. So I'm glad we're getting a little bit more from them, which is good because Nando, he's awesome. He really is. He's cool. And yeah. So I feel I'm really am investing in the characters now, and that's like after the the first and the second episode, they were just vampires to me, and now it's like I'm getting to actually like them. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I thought I might not end up liking Colin very much, just because of the way he is, but actually
he comes into his own this episode. This is his episode.
This is his episode. This is his time to shine. Yeah.
But first thing in the morning, he's right because they're in their coffins. They can't come out. So he's like, name that tune. Dun, 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 dun. Just.
That's my morning coffee.
Yep.
You're awesome.
Like he does torture them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He absolutely terrorizes them, and it's so fun to watch.
It's because he's such a serious character, and then when he does little things like that with his poker face, like it's just he does things just I don't know.
He does a sort of and the eyes glint. They do that little effect, and that's when you see what's underneath the facade he puts on. And like I said, I love it.
Yes, and we see a lot of that coming up. Yeah. That's his signature move.
God, what was it? We have more important things to talk about. That was Guillermo, was going to get eaten by werewolves or something. The smell of werewolf piss, that's werewolf piss,
Gross. Oh.
You'd think they would know that it's a vampire house if these accords. It turns out they have signed the accords, with their grandparents or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know what happened there, right? Yeah.
So it's the Staten Island Accord, a truce between werewolves and vampires.
Yes. Oh well. Yeah. That's a normal trope, isn't it? Yep. Kind of.
But yeah, they capture the leader. I seem to be caught in this werewolf. No, not werewolf trap. I seem to be caught in this trap.
Oh my God. I'm not hurt, really.
Yeah, I'm okay. I can regenerate. Okay. Like, it seemed to be Staten Island's like nerd capital of the underworld.
Totally. Yep. They're all nerds. Totally nerds. They're cool.
Yeah, and that's cool. All the cool kids are on Manhattan and other places, but all the nerds have went to Staten Island for some reason. And I'm just like, why not? Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Oh well. Excellent.
Where's my mouse going? Chris is asking, what are some plot ideas or themes you'd like to see them use in future episodes? I'm not too sure, because this is sort of, it's so random, like the stuff they're bringing up.
I'd like to see them go on holiday. Oh no, they can't. They're not day walkers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's a hard one. I guess we just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ozzy, we'll see what happens with the Baron, but it'd be interesting to see them maybe get a bit of success, and then they will completely mess it up to understand why they are what they are, sort of thing.
What they are, yeah.
Because
yeah,
it's right. Nandor keeps harkening back to previous battles and stuff. But he's nothing like that now, and you're like, yeah, maybe we need to see him come out of his shell and have that moment of actually victorious combat. That
would be awesome.
But he goes completely, something happens that he goes too far, and then, oh, right, we better not, they have to hide all the bodies and then go back into, oh, this is what happened last time, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Something like that I'd like to see.
Yeah. True. That would be quite cool, actually.
But I guess we'll see anyway. Yeah, like, I don't know why Nandor didn't pull one of his swords, because we see he has swords later on in the episode, but when the werewolves start coming around to fight, it's like,
yeah,
have we not got weapons? And they can't touch. They've got 3 silver bullets, but they don't have a gun to fire out of.
Yeah. They should have had swords or knives or something. Bows and arrows. I'm sure they had bows and. Oh no, sorry, that was the movie. Yeah, you're right.
This is where I'm beginning to think maybe they're waffling a bit. They talk about their vast conquests, and maybe they've always been nerds.
Right. Yeah. Always. Possibly. Yep. What was I going to say? Oh God, I can't remember now. But so I think that scene at the house was more to do with the contract reading, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the right. Chords, the Staten Island
I don't think these vampires would disobey an order or the way things are. It seems they are very, like you say, they are nerds, but I think they're also very what can I say? They like to stick to the rules.
They like the status quo.
They do. They're I think that's why they haven't changed or evolved over the hundreds and hundreds of years they've been alive. Yeah, which is why they're not going and joining other big, huge, massive clans or whatever you call them. Because they have a particular way that they are, right? They're just like normal flatmates kind of things that just so happen to be vampires, and they don't have any friends.
In fact, the Baron arriving's kind of thrown a spanner in the works. So, right, we don't have to deal with the world where we were just happy here, sort of thing, living our own little fantasies and dream worlds and getting on with life. But, oh God, now we've got to involve ourselves with a bigger vampire community. Oh, no.
Yes. Which is really, really relatable as a human, not as a, but it's kind of cool that they're putting human emotions into the undead, into a vampires. Which is quite cool.
Have motivations and desires, or what's the point? Why would you live forever unless there's a purpose to it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So I think they're quite happy to be in their little bubble, but yeah, like you said, the Baron's come and changed everything now. He wants to go out and mix and mingle with the other crowd, and they're just like, oh, do we have to do it?
I don't wanna.
I don't want to make friends. I'm scared of people. And
it's like when you have to go to office meetings where you're at your own desk and you're just doing your thing and you're ignoring everybody exists. You're pretending they're not there, and then you have to go to a meeting and then you have to interact with other people, and you're like, I don't wanna. And they're going to talk and they're going to keep talking, and I don't wanna.
Oh.
It's a bit like that.
It is. It's a terrible thing to have, but yeah, social anxiety. Vampires can have social anxiety. Wow, that's a cool one.
Or not even just not
That's
even
different.
just not wanting to be bothered as well. Just like, nah, can't be annoyed.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
happy. Why are you
exactly.
going to annoy my happiness when I'm all right? Sort of thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and they must be very important if the Barons come to see, which was in the Manhattan thing. The Barons only come to see these guys, whereas they haven't gone to see the other vampires.
Mm.
So I'm going to wait and see what happens with that plot twist there. So
Yeah, there's
there'll
something
be
going on there. I think they're holding it. It's going to be something. Well, we'll
there's
know the next
something
one's
big.
Baron's night out after this. The next time we'll go back to here, so he's
Yes,
definitely back in the fray. So we'll see what it's all about.
yes, that was hard trying not to jump onto that one.
Mm-hmm. God, what was it? So there's two plot lines. Colin is in the office and he meets Evie's just joined, and he's not getting anything. Everyone's already drained, and he's going around the place sort of confused. And then he realizes what Evie is, and then she's having absolutely no effect on him.
No.
And he's like, yeah, okay. And he's trying to feed her, she's trying to feed him. And they're sort of canceling each other out.
Oh, fuck, that was great.
You could just see where it was going. Like, hold on, something's not right here. And then
Yep.
she was so overt that you knew she was something, but we were waiting for them to tell us what it was.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That was, yeah. That was really cool. I really like Evie. I like the idea of Evie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes to show that that daywalkers don't necessarily know if there is another daywalker around.
Yeah.
He had no idea. So it's like, well, how
We're
yeah,
getting
that's
a
some
lone wolf sort of
interesting.
thing.
Yes. Yes, yes. And yeah, she didn't stick around long, but that was a cool little side thing going on there with
Yeah.
those
So
two. I
while
thought that was
the battles about the brew with the werewolves and the vampires, we've got Colin just going about his normal life, and now he's encountered Evie, and yeah, that battle between those two was immense.
yeah,
Like I said, when they throw in the special effects here, this is where this show goes to another level.
yes.
It's just so
Yeah.
well done.
It is. That was such a funny scene, wasn't it? Oh my god! And then when they're lying on the ground, they're completely spent. It's like an emotional vampire meets what's he? A bloody
He's an
energy
energy
vampire.
vampire, yeah.
Wow, those two dynamics together, man. That's dangerous. She is. Oh my god! How many times have you met an Evie Russell? Oh my god.
Boo-hoo, woes me. God,
Yep,
just look at social media. They're full of them.
yep, yep. Blah 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 blah. Cry,
Blah,
cry,
blah.
crying.
Give me
She
likes,
was
give me
there.
likes, give me attention, give me your
Yeah, yeah,
energy.
yep, yep, yep. She went full on emotional vampire mode, and that was kind of cool. See Colin have to go up against that. You know, that sort of showed a different side to his personality that we don't get to haven't seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was they did that really well, bringing him in there. Because we needed to see more from him. I think he was just getting too much of a side character, and I'm glad that they're picking. It seems to be they're picking a character and they're choosing a story for him or her for an episode, or they might put two different plot stories in, like
Mm-hmm.
is happening in this one. I think that in 20 minutes, dude, in 20 minutes, two plots.
There are TV shows that can't do this with 45 minutes or
There are
whatever.
people fucking 6 hours, 6 hour trilogy that can't pull something off like that. It's like, yeah, no, that's just it's so subtle in some ways, and then other ways it's such a big event, like those two coming together and squabbling. I mean, and then the bloody when the cleaning lady turns up. Oh my god.
Oh, poor woman. That's when they, oh, I like you too. Let's feed, sort of do it
Let's
together.
feed. Oh, I know. Oh god. Yeah. No, that's cool.
What they're showing though is that the night walkers, the blood vampires, are easier to see it. They don't have the feeds often, where the energy vampires seem to be constantly needing to feed all the time.
Needing to, yeah. And which isn't very far off some humans, you know. I wonder if Colin was like that before he turned into a vampire, until he turned into an energy vampire. I wonder.
Well, we don't know how they're made.
No, we don't. And that actually, Chris, is what I would love to know, how all of them turned into vampires. I want to get the backstory, and I'm hoping that I will get the backstory eventually, because I really want to know how Colin came about, and I want to know what his personality was in real life.
There's something I would like to say, actually. There's like an energy vampire conference, right? But rather than Colin being in the duds, you know, his hunting uniform, he actually dresses up and puts on a bit of swagger.
Nice.
Because he doesn't need to, you know, and he's not going there to feed. So he gets himself up and he goes among his own, and see how that plays out. That'll be interesting to see.
That would be cool. Hope that happens. But we'll see.
But yeah, God, all the werewolves come around, and this is what drives me nuts about Americans. We're all represented. I'm a this, that. I'm a that. You know, race, this, race, that. Fucking Yanks are obsessed.
Oh,
they do my head in.
They are obsessed with token characters.
Now this is obviously taking the piss out of it, which is cool.
It is,
but it's such a harken onto their culture of I'm a this American, I'm a that American. You know.
Yeah, the Native American thing. So there was a bit of
the Canadian one, and you know, we're all represented, and it's like fuck off.
Yeah. I don't know whether that was a parody. I mean, it had
no,
to
it's
be,
a joke. This show's taking the piss out of it.
Okay, thank God.
And it was filmed in a time, thankfully, that you could make jokes about it. But we've seen how it's become so toxic in their culture, and it's fed off the rest of us. We're having to put up with it. It's just annoying.
Oh, seriously, that's why I've stopped watching some horror movies, because I am over the token characters. I think it's disrespectful to other cultures as well to just have a token culture, you know, or Pride Week, or, you know, Pride Week authors only Pride Week, you know, or Asian Pride Week, or Asian bloody, oh my God.
Sure, some arsehole did it to you. Some arsehole did it to you. Remember, I cracked up because I'm like, you're no box ticker. If somebody's going to talk to you because you're awesome, not because you're freaking taking a box that week.
Yeah, I know. I learned a valuable lesson about that.
That pissed me off. That made me angry. Because I came home and was like, hold on, you're taking a box. You're only inviting my friend because you're taking a box. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I was seething at that. I just felt that you were being disrespected. You know, there you go. You need a hand. I'm like, fuck it. Oh, I was ready.
That's right.
See, if I had been in a pub, I'd have been in there scrapping with him. What do you say to my mate? Fuck.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, it winds me up. And actually, you see it in horror a lot with the writers' groups. So it's so much virtue signaling.
I don't know what's.
You're like, fuck a way off. Fucking stop it. It just it cracks me up.
Yeah, well, that's all we have to do is laugh at them, because there's nothing really much.
Well, that's what this show's doing. It's laughing at it. But I think the problem is, it struck a nerve with me because we're seeing that prevalent. Like, this is parody, but it's actually paraded in front of us as if it's the way it is. And it's the fucking Americans. They do it because they don't know what they are.
Oh
fucking
my God.
hell.
And then they have to have a national day for everything. National
Throw mud at the
bloody.
wall, see what sticks. It's a fucking national this, international that. Fucking, I just thought it was something. I just pulled this out of my arse today. Throw it. That's this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And if you
I
don't
don't get
acknowledge that day, you're not in our gang. It's like, get the fuck away from me with that shit.
Oh my gosh. I love my American friends, but yeah, America's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It's an anomaly, I guess, because some people like America and some people don't. I'd love to visit it
I
one
go
day.
individual by individual basis with every interaction.
Yes.
So I don't care what anybody else.
Yes.
If you're cool with me, you're not. But also, immutable characteristics won't protect you. If you're a nurse, I will be straight back at you. So
Yep.
you have no protection. If you come at me, I'm coming back at you, and I don't care what you are.
That's right.
On the other side, if you're cool, I'm all for it. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
But this whole thing of I'm a this, that's my only identity. Fucking me off. And I think that just that scene with them doing that it just made me cringe. Because we would have laughed at this when this came out.
Yes.
But it's got that bad now that you just can't. Oh, fuck. I see this every day. Piss off.
Yeah, I know. But how they picked up on it, how long ago? 2018. They picked up that there's that the token character thing coming in now. Back then, it started to come in with you had to have the funny big fat white guy, and you have to have the tall handsome black athlete, and you have to have the nerdy Asian, and I'm not putting anyone down, Sarah. So I'm not putting anyone down.
No, they're using stereotypes and they're making them law, and it's like people are not just that's what happened to individuality. No, you're a this bump. That's it. You go in that mold and you don't come out of it. If that isn't racist, I don't know what is.
Well, I wonder when they're doing these movie castings, we need an Asian, tick. We need an African American, tick. We need a Native American, tick. And we need maybe a transvestite we'll have a gay person because that'll fit the role. Yep. Okay. White person. Yep. Ticked. Box. We got all our cast.
It's stupid. What? And then it's had in medieval times where people didn't travel outside their own community because of logistics. And everything looks like Southern California. You're like, piss off. Just stop it. No, that's
yeah.
This was ahead of its time, picking up on that and actually lampooning it. And I'm surprised I haven't tried to cancel it because of it.
Yeah, well, it's still there and it's going to keep going.
Yep.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I just look forward to the day where we can laugh about it all again.
Yeah. No, but I don't think it's going to happen, is it?
Well, no, the pendulum has to swing. You can't keep going.
Yeah.
The pendulum always swings. And they're starting to see it now. Like, companies are going bust and all sorts. Why else do you think all of a sudden Hollywood is now making horror movies? Because they've burnt everything else to the ground. So now they're in the horror genre. Oh, what are we getting? Remake, prequel, requel. Fucking, let's remake this, but we'll change. They're doing the same shit. But the difference is, I think, because we're already nerds and weirdos and we never give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's only a small period. Like, once again, Americans, the horror they created, that's the 80s sort of, they created those tropes in the slasher genre and nothing else. Do you know what I mean? It's only one particular small genre in a time period where they're trying to say that's all of horror and all the tropes. You're like, nah, sorry. Horror's been around as long as there's been storytelling and it'll survive. I think that's the difference. We will survive this. It won't. They'll get a whole slate of stuff, but there's enough independent stuff. We can always go back. Like, there's more content we could watch in 10 lifetimes.
Exactly.
That would be my only motivation to become a vampire and immortal, would be just to try and catch up on everything. But it would have to be Clockwork Orange style, sitting there with the eye drops and just to try to remember every bloody horror movie ever made. No mission.
Yeah. Wow. You get bored after a while, though.
Yeah, it would get a bit much. Like,
you run out. You might run out eventually.
Like, when I did that marathon thing, there's a lot of those movies I associate now with pain because it was absolutely knackered and it was hurting to watch them. Nothing to do with the movie. It was just that was just 48 hours. Couldn't picture doing that for a lifetime. be mad.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that
Stuff
particular
that.
scene just it brought so much to the front of what's going on now, and I think we're at the tail end of it where it's reached its peak. People are pushing back because they're just sick of it. Most of us
Yeah.
just want to get on and enjoy our hobbies and our interests and find people who we have common ground with, irrespective
Yep.
of mutable characteristics. It's just, oh, are we into the same thing? Sweet. No, we don't need to change it.
Yeah,
I don't need to
exactly.
see a middle-aged fat bloke in every movie. I don't need to see myself.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy not to. You know what I mean? I can get over it.
Yeah, no. This token character shit, when it first started, I don't know, 2010, I think, is when I first started noticing it. And
Yeah,
it's
it
just,
really started gathering
yeah,
up pace.
people in the bandwagons go, no, you have to have this particular character in it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's not going to be accepted by the world. And it's just like, oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Anyway.
Yeah. And if you're into that shit, don't come here because I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I've
Nah.
had all sorts on the channel over the 4 years that have been going. 4 years of September, bloody hell.
I know. Looking forward to
But
it.
I'm never going to go, oh, here's my box ticker for this. You know, I don't do that shit.
Of course you don't.
Freaking,
No.
I would feel like I was insulting whoever I was talking to. Oh, right, hold on.
Yes.
Let me. And any friendships like yourself has been built up organically. You know, look at
Yeah.
the number of people who come past, maybe popped on once and disappeared, and etc. You know, no harm, no foul. That's the way. That's the nature of the beast. So
Yeah.
I don't do that. Oh, hold on, please come back. I need you to fill my collection. Fuck off.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, I'm so glad you're not like that.
Oh God, I couldn't.
I wouldn't have stuck with you for so long if you were.
Yeah, for God's sake, that would be. I just think
Yeah,
that's worse.
it is.
It's
It's
so
insulting.
disingenuous and disrespectful.
Yep.
The people,
I
oh
think
right,
so.
I need you to.
But that scene with the introductions of the werewolves, now that I look at it, it was a parody, definitely, and it was quite well done. I think I liked that. Yeah.
And I don't think you can take part in that if you're not in the joke. So the actors,
That's right.
there's no, you know, I mean, I think the actors are people that are sick of the shit as well, and they're
Yes.
proving that they can get along. Here, look, we can get along, but let's make a joke of this stupidity that we only
Yes.
pick friends because of whatever.
Yeah, and maybe Taika and Jemaine, maybe they've seen that in their working life over in Hollywood because
Oh
they're both
God,
Hollywood. Yeah, so that's probably what they've seen is, Taika's been told, oh, you have to have this type of character in some of his movies or whatever. You have to have this and that, and maybe that's him just letting loose on what his actual feelings are about it. Is this is how ridiculous this
yeah.
token character thing is? Yeah,
I think that's maybe why he did what he did with the Thor series. Now to think about it, he's went, all right, you want to throw all this bullshit. Well, guess what? I'm not going to make a serious movie. I'm going to piss you all off.
Well, it worked.
I think, do you know what? Maybe there's a reason why he did what he did. I'd like to think
Yeah.
anyway that he hasn't. Just come back to us. Don't be Hollywood
I know.
anymore. Just apologize for
For everything you've done.
yeah, just for going Hollywood and jumping into that, and then just get yourself grounded and go back to doing what you do best.
Yeah. The man who ruined Hollywood. Thanks, Taika.
No, but the thing is, he didn't. Hollywood was already ruined before he got in. I've just a funny feeling like this sense of humor. Him and Jemaine have similar sense of humor. I think he's just taken that and it just rubbed everybody up the wrong way. And
absolutely.
Do you know what? I've no sympathy for them.
No.
And if he did it deliberately, fair play to him.
Yep.
If he did it deliberately, then hats off to you, sir.
Yep. Same to Jemaine. I mean, he's lived over there for God knows how long now, so he's seen a few things.
Yeah, and I can see this sort of having a wee dig at it.
And so they should.
Yep. And then what was it? What did he do? They came back, didn't they attack the house, and he threw one of them into the bush. And then,
Yes.
oh god,
Oh,
this is.
man.
I thought that hit the peak with. Oh, this is my mother's vulva, but when the fact he's like, oh, you've ruined it, and now it looks like my sister's vulva, and the fact everyone joined in saying that looks like a sister's vulva. The fact that Nadia knows what a sister, you've got this sort of whole thing that everyone sort of had to go at everybody.
Well, they must have, thousands of years later, they must get bored. I don't know. She's not very loyal.
No, so she's had a crack at her sister.
Who hasn't she had a crack at?
Yeah, and you're just like, it's just.
Oh,
I
that
didn't
was
think I could take
funny.
it to the next level, but they did. They took it to.
Yeah, they did. It was gross, but then it was funny at the same time. It was like, oh my god, I get it. Yeah. Oh,
But then
man.
we've finished up with the battle, the actual final battle, and you knew it was going to be daft. And I was just waiting for. Oh, I forgot his name, but they bring the big fella. Oh, hold on. He wasn't part of your pack. Aha, surprise.
Toby.
Yes.
Big, huge linebacker or whatever the heck he looks like. Defeated by a squishy toy. Now, I've got that in my toolbox just in case I bump into any vampires in Wellington. I know how to get rid of not vampires, werewolves now. Yep. Squeaky toys.
Yep. That was epic.
That was epic. That was so simply done. Here, fetch. Brilliant. And they're so nice to each other afterwards, that the werewolves are really caring towards each other, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're a pack. It's the pack mentality. That's always been. If it was going to be any supernatural creature, it'd be a werewolf.
Yeah.
The idea of being the pack is more where the vampire culture is more of a cult and very constrained, where the pack runs together and it's all looking out for each other, sort of thing. I'm all for that.
It is.
But do you know this is a equivalent of way two blokes get into an argument in the pub and they deck each other.
Yeah.
And then one helps the other up, buys him a pint. Whoever loses buys the other one a pint. And then they're best mates for life.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's what this reminds me of. Just like a pub crawl, two people having it. Okay, let's duke it out. Dumph.
Yep.
Right? No hard feelings. Right? Into the bar. Let's go.
Yep. Fight it out. Make up. Yep. I mean, that's how teenage boys end up having friends, is they usually beat them up first, and next minute they're best mates. It's how did that happen?
Well, it's actually the whole, social dominance thing. Is how blokes bond. We're different. Believe it or not, I'm going to say something really controversial here. Cool. And it might blow your mind, right? But men or women are different.
No, they can't be.
But we are.
Really?
Guess what? We have different skills and abilities and motivations in life. It's just, that's the way it is. I'm sorry to break that to you.
Oh my God. I was like 30 seconds ago until I learnt that. Wow. Far out.
It's mad, isn't it? It's just. But that's why we play contact sports. That's why we fight each other. That's it's all part of sorting out the hierarchy and just getting stuff out of our system, and then it's done.
Yeah, so that's your way of saying men are dogs.
Yeah, woof. I like dogs.
I love dogs too. Yeah.
What is that thing about us? We always try to put negative connotations on the animals, and animals are cool.
I know.
Do you know what really annoys me, actually? When people use a negative connotation saying people are snakes.
Yes.
I love snakes. Snakes are brilliant.
I love them too. What I don't like is when people compare serial killers or whatever to they're an animal.
Mm.
They're animals. It's like, no, they're not animals. They're humans. Animals don't act like that. They only kill for a particular reason. They just don't kill because they're bored. They're hungry.
They're, it's hunger,
So when
fear, or protection of dominion.
Yep.
Of territory. That's it.
A human and animal, because animals don't deserve to be called. No, animals are way better than humans. So yeah, that's the only thing that pisses me off when people say that. Instead of saying, "Oh, that dude was a monster," that dude's an animal. It's like,
it's like people just want to shirk responsibility for their own actions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can't be held accountable. Here's my shield. Fuck off. God, this is getting very philosophical for a comedy show, isn't it?
It does bring up a lot of issues, though, doesn't it? Very relevant ones.
Mm. It is a lens through the world today. That's why any authoritarian regime hates comedy. Yeah. That's why the comedians at the moment are getting the hardest done by, because they just call it how they see it and they make a joke and it makes people think and recognize things. And if you've got a fragile belief system, that's why you don't like comedy, because if your worldview cannot be challenged any shape or form, you're not exactly a very stable person, are you? Or have a very stable belief system.
That's right.
If you can't be made fun of, then God.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've heard about Matt Rife. Anyway, he goes for anyone. And he's a comedian, stand-up comedian. He does the crowd working stuff. And it doesn't matter who you are, he will go for you. It doesn't matter what person, what nationality, gender, whatever, he'll go for you. And that's what comedy is doing at the moment. But they're getting pulled in and they're getting banned for using other people as a joke. And it's like, it's stand-up comedy, for crying out loud. If you can't handle, why'd you buy a ticket?
But also, the tickets closest to the stage are more expensive because people want to get in on the act.
Yes.
So
right.
It's like hypnosis. Why? People want to get hypnotized. People want to get heckled, or they want to, and that's why the seats at the front are more expensive, because people want to have a chance of like getting made fun of.
That's right. And when they are made fun of, they're like boo, boo, and it's like.
But it's pantomime. Oh. A lot of it is, though. A lot of it at the comedy clubs, pantomime villains. You go boo. You don't mean it.
Yeah, right.
It's the ones that go and put the complaints in, and 90% of the people put in complaints weren't even there at the time. It's usually somebody that's seen it on the internet later on, or that's why they're banning phones now, and they're making you put a phone in the bag and stuff, because it's morons that record it and then put it out, and then someone else gets offended on somebody's behalf who initiated the joke. Because if you sit in the front row at a comedy gig, you're in the firing line. I don't know what to tell you. You've either never seen comedy before, never been to a comedy show, or watched one play back.
Yep.
You don't get it. If you sit in the front row, you're lining yourself up to get picked out.
Never to sit in the front, second, third, or fourth row. Absolutely not, because you're fair game.
Yeah.
Absolute fair game.
And that's part of the game being played.
Don't cry when people make fun of you because of something you said.
Or if you heckle and you get some back, that's part of the game. That's.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really a comedy person unless it's horror comedy at the moment, actually, because it's kind of like comedy's kind of, I don't know.
Well, it's been neutered.
Yeah, exactly, right. It's not to the degree
the
where
state-approved comedy is out there, and it's so bland and boring and crap, and it's mostly just sniping.
Reminds me of Seinfeld or something stupid. God. Oh, sorry. That's why I love horror so much.
I could never get into that shit. Never.
No.
The canned laughter of the sitcom and that, I just couldn't. That's one thing I'm glad about this. Because it's mockumentary style and it's not a TV show, there's no canned laughter.
Nope.
So when you're laughing and you realise it's you laughing, when you hear laughter, you know it's your own, and you've just burst out, where you're not being prompted to, oh, here's a funny bit. Bah! Play the track.
Yeah. Oh well.
But yeah, talk about drawn out scenes. This is about like the last one when Evie and Colin decided Colin decides he's going to break up with Evie. That went on a bit too long as well, like the nightclub scene.
Right. Yep.
She made the joke.
Yep.
She just had to do it once, but what was it, about 4 times?
4 or 5 times. Yeah.
It's like, okay, get it
right. Yeah. That went on too long. Absolutely.
It's like, did we need to fill up one time?
We got it the second time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe it was just because he was kind of hooked into her, I guess. I don't know. Or they're just trying to make up time.
I think they were trying to make up time, which there's plenty in this to make it up somewhere else better.
Yeah. They could have, definitely.
Yeah, just that scene went on a bit too long, and I was like, "Oh, come on, right? You've ruined it. You've ruined the joke."
Yeah. Other thing I did notice as well was with the werewolves when they did go back into the house, and they were doing the contract, looking at the policies.
Yep.
I thought
the Staten Island Accord or whatever it was called.
Yes, that took me out of the story a little bit. That was quite. I was like, oh god, this bit's a little bit boring. Even though there was a couple of funny bits, but it was like, oh yeah, no, I could have done without all that.
They could have mentioned the Accords and then just went to, in the battle. I don't know. This is where it slows down, but thankfully they're not too many of these scenes where it takes away from the whole episode. And I think if this was like a 30-minute or 40-minute episode, it would struggle. You can kind of see the limitations of the show.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If these were like 30, 40-minute episodes, it would really struggle to keep that pace.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. You'd have to mix two episodes together sort of thing to get, and you can't do that because then you mix the story up. So I don't know. Yeah, I can't see it. It couldn't go much longer than, plus I've got the 2 minutes at the end, of the credits. So really, it's about a 20-minute watch. I can't see any room for more. Yeah, for more minutes or anything. Because as it is, there are some scenes that did go on too long, a little bit.
But still, we're watching this, we're binging them, and we're analyzing them. If you were just watching this on like a Friday night, you would probably just gloss over those bits.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's still better written than a lot of stuff I've seen.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's, this, I know we're sort of nitpicking, but still this is better written than like 90% of TV out there, so can't argue. Can't complain.
Nearly 100%.
This next episode, Animal Control, that was an interesting one. It was like it felt like a short episode. These first 2 episodes, there's a lot in them, a lot of plot wise. Where Animal Control was just a simple episode. There wasn't really much happening.
It is. Yeah, it was a nice kind of bring back down to earth sort of, just a simple plot, which was cool considering the other 2 were quite full on. Yeah, funny.
But yeah, Laszlo's going to feeding one of his neighbors, so he's like, "Bat," and he goes. And even that scene, Steve or something. He's going to feed Steve, and he had to get invited in. He goes in to feed on him, and then his girlfriend appears, and you can actually feel each brushstroke. She comes under the broom and starts beating, and I actually felt sore.
Oh, I know.
Like, I felt every one of those strikes, like proper going for it.
I thought they lost him. I thought he was a goner. Yep. Why are they so scared of bats?
I don't know.
Even
actually,
ghost hunters?
Vampire movies.
Are terrified.
Vampire movies.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Seriously, folklore.
That's teenagers. Only teenagers believe they're real. Well,
how many times have we been told from we crawled out of the caves about vampire bats, and vampire bats do exist, but they're more like a tick, the way that they don't bring animals down. They're like make a little wound like a tick or a mosquito and the like sort of lap it that way. They're not even actual vampire bats aren't that bad.
No.
But it's just that it's the same as the fear of snakes, fear of crocodiles. That I watch a lot of when I'm not watching horror, I watch animal sanctuary videos, believe it or not.
Oh, yep, I do too.
You know what I mean? I'll binge those for ages, you know, and the particular ones that keep crocodilians and reptiles.
Ah, nice.
That's why I could never work in wildlife. I'd be too
Kiwi.
complacent. Like honestly, those guys they keep a distance, etc. But I'd be like trying to pet the puppy and I'd die.
I'm one of those too.
You know what I mean? That's just I'm not stupid. And I know it.
That'd be a cool way to go, getting eaten by a lion.
It's like one of my mates, Brad, keeps posting about, you know, Yellowstone. It's tourist tossing season because they want to go pet the bisons. And he's laughing. I'm like, yeah, I'd do that. I'm not stupid. I know it.
Yeah.
I know in my head I am not stupid. I'm going to pet the grizzly bear. I'm going to get torn to shreds. I see something. It doesn't matter how many teeth and claws and scales it has. It's a cute puppy in my head. That's just me.
That's why we get on so well, Colin. I think we're both nuts. I've stuck in my hand in the lion's cage before, and in the lemur's cage.
I never got it was actually an owl. Not a barn owl, whatever the bigger one is. Because there wasn't a cage, I'm like straight away over to petting it. And the person's like, that thing will rip your. I'm like, what? I didn't even realize. And I'm a grown adult when I did it. I saw, yes, it's got claws and talons and fangs, and it can easily remove some of my digits. I didn't care. It was a puppy. And I petted it. And that was me. And the thing did it. It moved his head and let me do it. And the keeper was like, you're not meant to do that. Oh, right, okay. Sorry. You know.
Oh no! I'm going to see you on Animal Attacks one day, aren't
Probably.
I?
That's going to be my fate. A rabid bunch of squirrels are going to take me down one day. It's like even have loads of foxes and stuff around here, and there's hawks and all sorts. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for one to come over, and I'll be like, pat, pat, pat. You know. I'm going to get my face taken off with a hawk because honestly, some of them things come to the lower branches. Like, I should get my phone out and take more videos, but like I am literally trying to entice this thing down so I can spend time with it because I'm just like, I want to pet that puppy. Come here, you've got claws and fangs, and you can kill me, but I want to pet you.
You could have it as your pet.
No, well, not with my two. They two would freak out.
Yeah.
And the parrots are prey animals, so that wouldn't be a good mix.
Yeah, no.
They take
We've got no nasty critters over here, thank goodness. We've only got sharks somewhere, but that's it. Yeah, we're so lucky.
Even sea lions, I know you're not meant to mess with sea lions, and I've had them come up to like when I lived in back in Belfast because obviously we were on the docks. It's close to estuary, and the flipping pop up. You go by the walkways and the flipping pop up, and I'm trying to get, I'm honestly, and those things would take your hand off.
Oh yeah.
And I don't care. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I'm a danger to myself. I know it. But I'll go out happy. If I get to pet the puppy once before it claws me to death, so be it. I'll go out happy.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
Wow.
Steve's girlfriend's reaction to the bat makes no sense whatsoever. It's like,
no, exactly right. Aren't bats cute? Can't you hold them and cuddle them?
Yeah.
Oh no, apparently they've got viruses. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not always.
No, I suppose not. I picked jellyfish up on the beach, and I didn't actually realise that they're deadly.
Well, it depends what type.
Throw them at people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we grew up with them as well.
No, I still do it.
It's the tentacles part. If you don't touch the tentacles, you're all right. It's,
Yeah, exactly. So
for them.
Oh, bloody heck.
But yeah, poor Laszlo, he just can't get a break, can he?
Poor Laszlo. Oh, well. I'm glad he's still alive.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. He ends up getting
buddy
taken.
tried to find him, tried to help him by getting stuck in the cage himself.
Yeah,
I was just like, why did you do that?
But that's these guys, you know what I mean? That's these folks. You know that they're nerds. You know that they're muppets. That they don't have a clue. That's why they only have 1.5 streets of an empire.
Yeah.
Which I think maybe stuff's going to come out in the past that, you know, all Nandor, the Relentless's great conquest maybe weren't. We'll find all these paintings have been commissioned in the last 10 years. You know, he's living a fantasy. They've always been like the nerds of the vampire community.
Yes, always.
I'm thinking that's probably going to come out because we've already seen it with Simon the Deceiver. Oh, you know, making fun of him.
Yeah.
So we know that's probably going to come out.
Oh, God.
But yeah, Colin in this episode as well, he is really going for it.
Oh,
like,
he's great.
Tearing into them. Oh, you can't go about in the day. Oh, you can't do this. Nah.
Yeah. It was good. I thought that was good because he does have that up his sleeve. You know, he can rub that in their faces because they can't, and he can. So, interesting. I do like that. What I do really like is they're not all the same vampires. They're different types of vampires. I think that's just so cool.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
It just brings a new dynamic into the mix, and then flipping like just trying to get into the shelter. And then not just busy stalking Gregor. And
oh my God, I know. She's nuts. I wouldn't want her stalking me. Oh my God. That'd be terrifying.
Yeah. Might be a fun night, but it'll be a too high price to pay.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God. She's found Gregor again, eh? Oh God, blimey.
But she's not disappointed. She's like, no, I gotta wake you up. Remember everything. Bing.
Yes. Oh my God. So it was right. She was right. He was Gregor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah. That was pretty cool. I like that scene. Yeah, and then he gets taken away in the police car. And they think he's nuts. He is. Yeah. She kind of deserted him, didn't she?
Well, she's, you know, she says she's obsessed, but at the same time, she's that fickle, and we kind of see it with her and Laszlo's character, you know, that they're two birds of a feather, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They love each other. You can tell they definitely, well, they're stuck with each other anyway, put it that way. So, yeah, I like the little side thing of her with Gregor. I hope he continues to come back in now and again.
Probably because it's been a bit of a build-up for Dan like that.
Yeah, right.
I have a funny feeling that all these characters, are, you know, I mean, they'll bring them back at some point. There mightn't be a recurring one, but even like Savivi and
yes,
maybe even Simon again. You know, I mean, we might see these characters come back. There's like 5 seasons of this.
Exactly.
We're only in season 1. Do you know what I mean? There's 5 seasons of this, so there's loads.
Wow.
You know, loads of opportunity.
Yeah,
but if they don't overplay it, you know, don't make it every week. That'd be cool. So little storyline, pop it in, and this is where it's different from Wellington Paranormal because that's what they're doing. They're setting up these little returning characters where we're not getting that impression from Wellington Paranormal. It's like one and done episodal.
Yes.
Where this they're setting up for the continuation of a story and for people to come back at a later point.
Yeah, which is really cool because I like the differences in those two like that. Yeah, definitely. Wellington Paranormal is definitely just an episode sort of thing, but they are bringing in the other characters. It's a crossover with the.
They're doing the crossover with the film, which they can't do here. So this is how to do its own thing, which.
Yeah, which is working out.
Like I said, it's in its own universe. It's connected. It's the same style, but the mind's making different.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm all for it. You know, it's clever writing at the end of the day. That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah,
Somebody
it
wanting to
is.
tell a story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Great.
But oh god, what was it? Nadja gone through all her experiences with Gregor and their encounters, and that one, what was it? Mop juice. He covered me with mop juice, and I'm like, what the hell was that?
Oh my God. The servant lady.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was ridiculous. Oh, that's just gross. Jesus.
But when she was talking, until she did uh the thing, make him remember,
Yep.
I was getting the impression that she just decided every so often a random human was Gregor.
That's what I thought.
I was starting to
That's
get that
exactly what I
impression
thought. Yep. Yep.
until she
But
woke
then
him up.
yeah. I started to think, because when I saw him at the parking building, I was like, is that Jeff? And it's like, oh, yeah, it is Jeff. Okay. And I'm like, why does she keep going back to Jeff? And then when it actually came out that he is Gregor, it was like, whoa, he's awesome. Oh my God. I hope he stays like this, because
I think probably, you know, I mean, they're not going to do that setup just to write it off. There's, you know,
you
we'll see
can't
how it plays
say.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The cliffhanger, I think, was him in the car.
what we're not doing is getting it all, you know, just all rammed. You know, I mean, they're spacing it out. Like the Baron storyline, that's going to come back.
Yes.
But they've just
Yes.
left it there for a bit. You know, I mean, they've left it, and we're sitting in the back of our heads going, "When's the Baron coming back?"
Yep.
Okay,
But they mention him. Yeah.
when are they going to encounter the werewolves again? When are they going to meet Simon again? You're
Yep.
paying attention to all these extra characters because you know
Yes.
they're not quite finished.
Yes, definitely.
And I like that. I like the fact I'm being set up, that I'm wanting to invest in even the side characters, because you know they're going to play a part in the story, and it's like, that's brilliant.
It is, It is. It's excellent, is it?
But there you go.
Marv.
That was 3 fun episodes.
Yes. They're great.
Genuinely invested in this show. It's just so much fun. And yeah, well, a couple of niggly bits, but nothing's perfect, you know.
No.
And it just shows we're paying attention as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But yeah, the fact that they've hit the nail on the head with so much stuff going on today and called it out, I'm just like, bravo. Somebody has to, because it's utter stupidity.
Yep, absolutely.
If you're going to be friends with someone, be friends who they are. That's, for God's sake, don't go ticking boxes and collecting people. Freaking stupid.
Doesn't work.
Get a life. Be genuine. Don't be a fake facsimile of a person. Be a real person.
Yeah, because you're false and fake, and that's what it is at the end of the day.
The best thing you can be is yourself. And if yourself isn't one of the cool kids, deal with it. You know, accept it and make your own world.
The worst travesty is to lie to yourself. You know, lying to yourself is just, you can lie to other people, but once you start lying to yourself, you know, there's something wrong. Yep. Anyway, that's, yeah.
But, yeah, thanks as always. And for the impromptu social commentary, which we weren't expecting, but it was fun. No, it is. That's the thing about, that's why I like doing these live reviews and not a staged, scripted thing in movies or shows. The reason why we watch that stuff is it invokes emotion.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the whole
and
point
discussion.
of it.
Yep.
That's why TV and movies and culture has brought people together. That's why it's a unifying force, because that's what it does. It makes us talk, and it makes us examine the world around us. And if it's done well, we'll talk about everything. If it's done badly, we'll shy away from the topic, because it's like, go away.
Yeah.
And nobody likes to be preached to.
Nope. No.
It doesn't matter what side of the fence or whatever you stand for. Nobody likes getting preached to. It's horrible. It's condescending, and it's just...
It's condescending. It is. It's and the arrogance of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For another adult to try and tell another adult what to do or what to like or what to believe, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we need groups like yours, channels like yours that just,
find yourself, Dale. You're paving the way. You're standing up against folks that people are terrified of.
well, I have to. Somebody's got to do it, and I don't see many females bloody sticking up for themselves. So
Bloody weird.
yeah, I know. Well, women aren't really seen in horror, are they? They're seen as a character. They're not really seen as filmmakers and writers. And if you are, one of my stories is going to be released on a channel coming up soon. And
Oh yeah, you put that in your group. Yep, make sure check that out.
Yes. So when that story comes out, so I'm beginning to see that people are thinking I'm writing male horror.
So that's fucking. Who's telling you this though?
I know, lots of people.
Who's these lots of people?
Oh, people I'm sharing my stories with, just to have a look, and just to have a little quick look, and they're just like comparing me to James Wan and people like that, and it's like, oh, okay, women actually can write really ghastly horror. It's not just
James Wan doesn't write ghastly horror. He's the most milquetoast, middle of the road, mainstream horror producer out there.
Yeah, exactly. But there's not enough women, and when the women do come in, it's kind of like,
Well, my problem with it is people are, like I said, it's this box ticking thing. Usually we'll see a lot of, instead of just being a writer and writing what you write, it's I am a woman writer, I am writing for women and stuff, and it's down to that box ticking preachy thing that puts people off.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are jumping on that bandwagon, but they're not actually just making stories, and a lot of stories are actually falling short. They're not horror, they're romance, they're love triangles. It's the stuff that isn't horror, and that actually shy away and dilute horror. So they're not right. Yep. There might be existing in the horror space night where the horror badge, but they're not actually writing horror.
Yes.
And some of our greatest horror writers are women. Anne Rice, Mary Shelley.
That's right.
There's the two. Like they were trendsetters. They weren't even just women. They weren't even seen as women writers. They were writers. They were horror writers.
They're writers, horror writers.
This stupid labeling shit has only come recently, and it's because a lot of mediocre people are using labels to sell stuff, and they're not doing it. Now, yeah, filmmaking, I'll give you that. There's not too many, but back to the same thing. Not every woman is interested in creating that sort of stuff. No. Men or women are different. Generally people buck the trend, but that's why there's a trend, because men like different things than women. We like gory stuff. We like to embrace the darkness. We like to go there.
Yep.
Women like to talk more about social issues. As a rule, not doesn't mean it's a definitive hard rule. That's
as a rule.
You have a penis or a vagina, therefore this is what you must be. Once again, I hate that shit. But generally, there's a reason why we have tropes and stereotypes. There's a reason why we have, what we are, because it's just the way we're built. And it's from the deep part of the lizard brain, and that's once again. I don't see why anybody should be ashamed of that.
Yeah, no, it's not more. It's not ashamed. It's more of a like, whoa, you're a woman and you wrote that, and it's like.
So here's a question: romance novels.
What about them?
Most of them are written by women. Yes.
There's none on my fucking shelf.
No, but if you're into romance, most of them are written by women.
Women, yeah.
Do you hear people complaining? Oh, why aren't there more men romance writers?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You don't.
Because it's a genre that's dominated by women, and that's fine. Nobody's saying women shouldn't write romance. You know what I mean? Because it falls along the sort of things that women like to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes, there might be the odd one or two males out there that write romance, but they're not a big thing.
No.
But nobody's going in beating down the door saying, all right, kick these misandrous women out here, not letting men have a shot at writing romance. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, so 50 Shades of Grey, that's a romance one.
I've never even bothered.
No.
I heard people talking about it. I'm like, nah. And sure, it was all women went to see that. You know what I mean? Very few men. It's just a completely different.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
But that's, you know what I mean? You don't hear men complaining about that.
No.
So just
No.
because an interest group is dominated by a gender or a culture doesn't mean it's wrong.
No.
Now, what you don't do is say you can't join because that's where, you know, that's where it's wrong.
Yeah.
You can't be interested in this because of, you know, and that's what people have forgotten, the basics of that.
Because you were going to do a podcast on that horror people and horror trying to be.
I was going to, but I haven't quite got that. Well, because I'm waiting for something to come, and I don't know if I can book it ahead of time. And I might try and get it done in July. I might actually just go 2 weeks from now, do it, and see who can join in. Normally, I try to do these book things ahead of time, but I don't know. I don't want to commit people if I'm going to end up having to like be committed to something else.
Yep.
If that makes sense. That's why I've held back on interviews and discussions and stuff. But I don't want people coming. If I'm going to have a topical debate, I don't want people coming with agendas.
Yeah.
You know, I want to look at it as it is. And call me silly, but I don't believe just because a certain thing attracts a certain group of people, and that's the majority of it, doesn't mean it's wrong.
No, it does. Of course not.
And I don't see this having to change everything just to, you know what I mean? Horror, for example, we're seeing it being sanitized because there's non-horror fans trying to just, we need more women. So you get a lot of women in who are actually not horror fans, they're just writing their same stuff. If they're in a romance group, they would write exactly the same thing, and they're just putting a little sprinkling of horror over the top of it, and it's diluting what it is. To me, that's wrong.
God, that's what I find.
Where your stories are, you know what I mean, like your paranormal stories are paranormal stories. I don't go, that's a paranormal story written by a woman. I go, oh, that's a cool paranormal story written by Dale. You know, that's the way I think.
Yep.
So you get it.
Yeah.
And you're just writing as part of the genre, but these people, the bandwagons, aren't getting it. They're ruining it because they just want to make a point.
Yeah.
We can come into it. It's ours now. You know, that's all they're doing.
Yeah, no, like claiming it for themselves.
Yeah. And they'll run it into the ground and then they'll move off to the next thing. Because that's just the type that they are.
That's right. That's totally right.
God, we need to do like a proper, I think we need to like have a stream where we're just letting rip and all this stuff.
Let rip.
Just you and me, because honestly,
yeah. I will tell you what.
I think you've opened your. I think you've become. I think what's happened, Dale, because obviously we've been collaborating together for years now, and you've started to see stuff, and now all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, hold on," and I think you see how disrespectful it is. It's not inclusive.
I see exactly what you mean. I didn't see it at first. I saw a little bit, and then over the years, oh my God, everything you said has come to fruition.
I am Cassandra. I am cursed. I do see things, and then nobody believes me, and then it happens. I have the curse of Cassandra.
Oh my goodness!
Am I allowed to identify with Cassandra? By the way,
hey,
am I allowed to identify with Cassandra?
I haven't watched it.
No, she's a lady of Greek mythology.
Oh, Cassandra.
So, Cassandra.
That like the what do you call it?
So she was cursed with visions of the future.
That's right.
That she would know foretell exactly what would happen, but she was also cursed that nobody would ever believe her, so she could do nothing to change it.
Yeah.
But me being a bloke, am I allowed to do that? Is that misogyny? Am I establishing the patriarchy by identifying with a female character of legend?
No.
Who I actually see part of myself in? Is that okay? I don't know what the rules are anymore. Am I doing a bad or a good thing? I don't know. I'm confused. I
might have to ask the Horror Writers Association.
Oh, I'm just hated because I'm a bloke. That's it. You can't do anything right, you horrible man.
Oh, God,
it is silly. It is silly. You just have to look at it and go, "You bunch of daft bastards! What are you doing?"
Well, what I don't get is Netflix saying this is a horror, and you watch it and it's not a horror. It's like,
Oh God, see people that gush over the Shirley Jackson stuff. I don't get it.
Shirley Jackson.
Shirley, House of Haunted Hill, House of Blythe Manor,
Right.
Midnight Mass, and
Eat
God,
the
the
same
Midnight
stuff.
Club.
Midnight Club. Okay, House and the Haunted House and Hill House or whatever.
The Haunting of Hill House, the Haunting of Blythe Manor.
That was awesome. No, I loved that.
The first one was cool, but
the rest of them sucked. James Wan. Is that?
No,
it's Shirley Jackson.
Shirley Jackson's the writer. Yep. I don't know if she directed them, but you know, she wrote the stories, the original stories.
Token characters. But yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. They're saying it's horror, so people go and watch horror, and then they think that's what horror is. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it had one scene of horror in it.
Yeah, it's just a little sprinkling to say, oh, it's art, but it's any other soap opera.
It's a thriller.
Mm-hmm.
It's a drama, or it's a it's a something, and it might have one little scene where somebody dies in a car crash or something, and that's horror. That's not fucking horror.
Yeah, but then that's what once again, that's what the majority of women want to watch.
That's right.
Which once again, blokes aren't going, oh, we want in this too. No, they're going, have your thing, crack on. That's I don't like the hypocrisy. That's what gets me. It's the hypocrisy of it's okay when we do it, but not when you. And it's like, just fucking leave me alone. Go away.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
On that happy note, we'll have to do a stream and just let all this out and just.
We have to, and it'll be called "When I Run the World, This Is What's Going to Happen."
Nobody wants me running the world. Trust me, it'll be bad for you.
No, nobody wants me running the world either.
The world has annoyed me too much lately, and I will want revenge.
I want revenge.
And I'll not even lie about it. It's like, nah, mass graves are getting dug. If I get ultimate power, stand by.
Oh, I'm bringing back sterilization. Don't worry about that.
Your line shall go no further. You're done.
Yep, exactly.
Well, there you go. If I haven't been cancelled by now, it certainly will be. So there you go.
Yep.
On that wonderful, happy note, keep up to date with the channel, do the typey clicky things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.